Well, 94.9 Bay's number one hit music station. I'm Angelina with Autumn Paige.
Yes. Hi.
How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm good. You are so dope.
Thank
your
you.
style, I love it. Where does this come from?
So my dad was a stylist when I was growing up, so that's kind of what got me into it. But I like thrifting. Like, that's my thing. Like, I literally will just trade my clothes for new clothes and never have to spend money. So it's like,
Yeah.
you get a win-win, you know? If I wear an outfit and I take pictures, then I'm not going to wear it again.
It's crazy you have the background, though. I didn't know your dad was a stylist.
Yeah.
And I feel like to even be good at thrifting, like you have to be a stylist. Like I'm just now like trying to like, okay, I'm wearing clothes, but I'm not styling them. Like there really is
There's a difference between wearing them and styling them. I think it's all about the accessories, honestly. Like the earrings, the necklace, a scarf, some socks, a tie, just the little things.
It can
really
make and change a whole outfit.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're able to express that in your music. You are like, about betting on yourself because you moved to LA at 19.
Yes.
Well, yeah, like $70 in a dream. So
Literally.
Tell me about that.
Man, I lost my job. I did bottle service in Houston, and the governor actually put a law in effect that you can't be under 21 working at a strip club specifically. And I was working at Onyx at the time. So I lost my job. I had just got approved for a new apartment that was more than I was already paying. Yeah. And my lease was up, and I was like, what am I going to do? So I had an epiphany because I put some gospel music on and was just trying to calm myself down because I was in tears like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen?
Right.
And so the sermon came on of Tyler Perry, and he was like, what's your purpose? What are you doing? And I was like, I actually came to Houston to make music and never did. So maybe I should go somewhere that actually is like where people go to do music.
Right.
And so I had a friend out here, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to call him, and I'm going to see if he'll let me stay on his couch. So I call him, and I'm like, hey, can I stay on your couch? Like, I'm ready to just really get into music and do what I need to do. I'm like, I have no money. I can afford to buy the flight, but after that, like, literally I have nothing. Like, is it okay if I come out there, look for a job, and like figure it out? He's like, yeah, come out here. I got you. So me and my little doggy, we got on our flight. Aww. And we went to LA, and it was not easy.
Right.
I was making my way through the industry and meeting with people and producers, but I still was not making money and was trying to figure it out. So I met a manager, and he was like, I love your sound. I want to manage you. And I don't know anything. So at this point, of course, I need a manager. So I'm like, okay, it's October of 2021. I'm like, I will be back in January.
Yeah.
I was back January 5th of 2022, and I have been there ever since.
Wow. That's insane. Were you, how much, because you said like, okay, I'm going to start taking music seriously.
Yeah.
So how much were you kind of like dibbling dabbling in it when you were working at the club?
Here and there. They don't really do R&B, pop in Houston. It's not like a thing out there. I was just having so much trouble, but I grew up in the church. I grew up in theater, and so I always loved music. I kind of grew up in a secluded Christian home, so I didn't really find music until I was like in middle school, high school, but we had a CD of Alicia Keys in our car. And it was the one that had How Come You Don't Call Me, Jane Doe, A Woman's Worth.
Was that our first one?
It. I don't know. I think it was one of the first. I think
it might have been, yeah.
And I would just listen to it on repeat, all of the songs, and I just listen until middle school, high school, when I finally dug into music and really found a love for it. And so when I was in college, I was with some friends in a dorm room, and we were doing karaoke, and they were like, Autumn, you can sing. And I was like, you know what?
You're like, low-key, huh?
You're right. And I went up to my dorm, and I started writing music. And that's really kind of what sparked, I can do this. This is something I can do. And yeah, that's kind of what.
So you're a songwriter too?
Yes, I'm a songwriter too.
That's dope. I am a high believer that we need more people with like that grew up in the church, like the choir background. You notice how like that harmonizing is not there anymore.
That's where I learned it. I mean, that's where I learned soprano, alto, tenor, how you come in and you blend your voices. And that's kind of, where you also get your experience performing in front of people, like you have a crowd that you're performing in front of. So I
don't know if you listen to Jay Valentine at all, but he has an R&B podcast. But because people always make jokes like, we need to bring back that singing in the rain music, like no one does that. And he's like, it's because people don't go to like church choirs anymore.
Yep.
Like that's where all that comes from.
Yeah.
And I definitely hear that in your music too. I feel like you blend so many different sounds because like it is like R&B soul, but then you have like that pop.
Yeah. I love pop. I love the era of like the 2000s, but also 2009 to like 2018, 2017 was a huge pop time where you had Nicki Minaj in her pop era doing Starships, Super Bass. You had Katy Perry. I mean, like
the music was fun.
It was so fun, and that's a huge influence for me too.
I love that. You just blend it all and it just like makes sense.
Yeah.
Rotation. I love too because it has that R&B sultry sound.
Yep.
It's just a sexy song. Tell me about Rotation.
Rotation is really about when you are with somebody, messing with somebody, and you might give them your all. I have a song before that called Baggage, and Baggage is about throwing your baggage away, throwing your trauma away. And Rotation is kind of about when you do that and then they mess it up, and now I'm mad. And I'm going to be petty. And you're going to regret it. You're going to regret it.
We were just talking about because both those music videos, I was like, oh, she messing these guys up.
Yeah.
What was the inspiration for that? Because I kind of got like a little bit of Kill Bill vibes, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, the inspiration truly was Sabrina Carpenter's music video with Jenna Ortega.
Yeah.
And I was like, this idea is so cute. This idea is, yes.
Are you a theater kid?
I am a theater kid.
Okay, I was like,
yes,
she's so like these are dope music videos. Yes.
Yeah, so that's really where it came from because I was like, well, I don't want it to just be like I'm sexy, I'm singing the song. Like I wanted to tell a story, and so I wanted it to make sense too because my first single was Topless, and Topless is about not only being wanted for one thing, and it's like going into Baggage makes sense, but then coming out after it with Rotation is like, wait, you just said you don't only want to be wanted for one thing. So I was like, I gotta make this make sense, you know? And so Baggage kind of sets up the story of this guy messed up. I caught him texting another girl. He's done. He's in the trash.
Yeah.
On to the next. And that can spark some bad decision making. So that's where Rotation comes into play.
Are these based on true stories?
Absolutely.
So someone was playing in your face.
Man, I was dating this guy, and he's an artist too, and he was going on tour, and we'd been seeing each other for a while. He was going on tour on my birthday. He knew this. I kept telling him like, "Oh, you're going on tour on my birthday."
Yeah.
Disappeared. Completely
like ghosted
silent. You? Hadn't heard from him. He gets back in town.
On your birthday?
On my birthday. No happy birthday. No nothing.
No, jail.
And so, but I was obsessed. Like I had the biggest crush on this man. So I just, I kept going on with what I was doing. And then he came back from tour and I helped him move into his first home. And then he's like, oh, do you want to meet my dad on Thanksgiving? Like,
well, hold on. What was his excuse though for the ghosting? Let's backtrack a little bit.
So
yeah, just pass that up. Hold on.
So he tries to say, and other people that I know who have worked with him in the industry, they all say, "Oh, he disappears. Oh, he just
like that's just him.
Like that's him."
Yeah.
And so I kind of tried to make it make sense. Like, oh, well, everybody else says this, and that was me kind of like trying to just.
Right.
Ignore the red flags.
Because you're ready to,
And so when he came back and I helped him move into his house and he was like, oh, let's be exclusive. I want you to meet my dad. Thanksgiving comes. And I'm like, okay, yeah, like I'm going to come over. Oh, I'm busy. Never mind. And from there, I was like, you know what? Okay. That's why my hair is green too. Because his thing had to do with like an object that was green. So I started dyeing my hair green so that it would just piss him off.
Period. The pettiness. I love it.
And it just kind of stuck. And it
so trash. That reminds me of there's like this meme and I'm like, because I've went through a similar situation, but the meme is like guys 2 days before they go see and it's like, I want you to be my family, like let's take a trip,
literally
like something
it's
crazy.
Like, dude,
yeah,
you didn't even have to do all that. Like I would have been fine with just being the girl by you. Like that's how much I liked you that I wouldn't have even cared.
Right. I wasn't even asking for all that.
I wasn't.
Yeah.
So but it made some good music, so I'm not mad about it.
That's always like, it's like, damn, I don't want people to go through things, but like the music do be fire.
Like
when they do it, it's so messed up. And then Down the Rabbit Hole. I feel like that's such a strong title for your EP. What was the inspiration for that?
Down the Rabbit Hole is just, man, when you're going through all that, you kind of go down the rabbit hole. Like I said, ignoring red flags, they piss you off and now you're making these bad decisions. You got people on rotation. You probably shouldn't have people on rotation.
Because you're just doing whatever to get over it.
Doing whatever. And it's just about that. But also when you fall in love, like it can be a rabbit hole like that you go down. Like you're learning this person, you're understanding this person. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad.
Right.
And that's really where it came from. And also just Alice in Wonderland, I was watching it and I was like watching her fall down this rabbit hole. And I'm like, you know what?
You're like, same girl.
Yeah.
That's me. I love it. Well, I feel like even hopefully people stop playing in your face and we still get fire music from it. Like I'm excited to see what that next stage is for you, honestly. Like what that sounds like.
I'm ready to talk about some girl stuff. You know, growing up, you have some fallouts with friends and it's hurtful because you care about this friend and you want a friend, but also at the same time, like you didn't have to get jealous of me in any kind of way because we're friends. Like I'm not trying to do any of that. So I really want to touch on that, but also touching on now that I'm older, like I've found my girls and it's so fun to go out with them. They're there for me for everything. So I really want to touch on just like friendship and the ups and the downs with it. And I think it's going to be really cool.
And friendship is so important. It's like this luxury that we need to really.
Yes.
I don't think people realize like how important like your friendships are.
It really is. Like when you have something that's big and they really show up for you, it means the world.
I love it. Okay, well, what's next for you, and where can people find you? Listening to the EP.
Next, I have I'm working on a single that'll be coming out. And I'm working on performing as well. I'm getting out here. I'm touching people, you know. I'm putting myself out there. No auto-tune on the mic.
Period. The mic stay on. Okay.
And you can find me at The Autumn Paige, AUTUMNPAIGE, The THE, on Instagram and TikTok. And you can find my music everywhere.
I love it. Well, I'm excited for the music for the girls because we need that. But yeah, you're just so dope, and I can't wait to see everything that you have in store.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, the next time when your show's out here, stop by again because the door's always open.
Please.
All right, thanks so much for being here.